Hello, this is Joe Neville, and in this video I am going to install an Ubuntu 16.04 virtual machine on VirtualBox, which is running on my Windows 7 host here. Now, I know that I'm late to the party with this one, and 16.04 has been out for nearly 2 years. There's a new long-term support. That's, by the way, that's what LTS stands for. There's a new version of Ubuntu out. I think it's the end of April though, and I needed a fresh install of Ubuntu 16.04 for some work I'm doing, so I thought I would record a video. Okay, so let us start with, I'm using VirtualBox 5.2.8. I've already got a couple of Ubuntu VMs on there, but like I say, I need a new one. Now, what you would do to start with is grab the ISO from the Ubuntu website. You've got downloads/desktop. That's the version I'm going to go for. So it's 16.04.4. Hit the download. Okay, now I've already got the ISO. So let's give this VM a name. Here we go. Select Linux, Ubuntu 64-bit, yes. I like to give it a bit more, create that. Right, this is the hard drive size, so I'm going to up the disk there to 15. Okay, create, good. Now before I hit start, I like to go into the settings. System processor, give it a bit more. Now this is important, this does help you out. If you go to the controller IDE there and you add the ISO, so where it says empty, hit that, then hit this disk, and then if you haven't done this before, you'll have to browse to the ISO. I've already done this, so there's the ISO showing up, good. What else do I like to do? Oh, network, so that I can SSH directly onto it. So I like to bridge my adapter. Okay, good. Right, now let's hit start, and that will start the process off for us. Here we go. Okay, it's taking its time about it, but there we are. Ubuntu 16.04. Right, so we've got the desktop here, but it isn't installed at this point. So we've got the option here. We're going to hit install Ubuntu over on the right here. I'm going to save time after installation. Apparently, I'm going to download the updates while installing. Okay. Don't need to worry about install third party. Okay, because this is a VM, I'm going to install it onto the drive that I've dedicated to it so that's erase disk and install Ubuntu. Right, install now. Okay, yeah, that's fine about the partitioning. That's correct. I'm in the London time zone, English UK, yes please. Okay, so this is my name. I'll just go with Joe. Computer name. I go with this naming convention of just the OS and then a kind of random number. Give it a simple password. Okay, so this will take about 5 minutes now. There's not that much to see as it's installing. You get this scrolls through, so you've got something of interest, but I'm going to skip ahead with the video now. Okay, so that took 5 minutes. thereabouts. Installation is complete. Need to restart. Okay, so we hit the restart button there. And it starts to boot. It says, please remove the installation media, then press enter. Just press enter is fine. And that will boot. Okay, so here's the login. I'll full screen that. Okay, so this is the desktop. Now, this is the Unity desktop. So this is the desktop that Ubuntu used to run, and they've actually dumped it. So the next version of Ubuntu will be running the GNOME desktop, which I think is a good thing because I think Unity is pretty ugly nowadays. Right, let's get rid of that. Now, what I always end up doing is finding terminal. Okay, so launch that. Once it's launched, you can lock it to the launcher like that. Let's run an update. So we can update the software. Okay, so it says 21 packages can be upgraded. Now, if you go to try to run an upgrade, let's do it. Yeah, what tends to happen with Ubuntu is that the desktop software updater jumps in, so it's better to just let that install the updated packages. You can find out details of those there. Okay, so a few updates going on. Okay, done. Right. Run that update again. Goes through. Okay, all up to date. Good. Right, the other thing I like to do is, because I don't use any of the LibreOffice, what I tend to do, I do a star for a wildcard there. So I remove all of that software off of here. Right, that's nearly 300 meg that we'll get rid of. Not required for my purposes. Okay, also I find this really annoying that you have this Amazon launcher there. Okay, get rid of that. And finally, for my setup, I like to install Open SSH server. Let's get that installed. So that I can SSH directly onto this. Right, to check the IP address, we do an IP add. As you may recall, I added in an extra NIC to this VM, so that's the natted NIC there, and this is the bridged wireless adapter. So 192.168.1/24 is my home wireless network. So if I open up, right, let's go PuTTY, and we'll go my username at 192.168.68. Okay, hit yes, and we're in. Okay, so I can SSH onto the box. Now that is the state that I want the VM to be in for my subsequent piece of work, so I'll shut it down now. sudo shutdown. Okay, so that's done now. Right, get rid of that. And now a nice thing to do if you don't want to have to keep installing is you can use the VirtualBox Manager to clone that. So we can take a copy. There you go. Let me just do that again for you. Sorry, I did that a bit quick. Okay, so I did a right click and then clone. So it's the sheep there. And I will give it... There we go. I'll call it 51, reinitialize the MAC addresses, hit next, and I'm going to go for a full clone. Just make sure beforehand that you've got enough space on your host's hard drive before you do this, because you're essentially creating a completely separate second VM, which is going to grab another, I think it was 15 gig. Okay, so that's going to take around 2.5–3 minutes, so I will skip ahead. And we're back. So now I've got two versions of the VM there, -50 and -51. So I am good to carry on with my next piece of work. So that's it for the install, and that's it for this quick and dirty video. Please do check out my more polished videos over on the ABC Networking channel on YouTube, link in the description. But that's it for now. My name's Joe Neville, thanks for watching and goodbye.